When you quit your 9-to-5 and start freelancing, nobody hands you a financial playbook. There is no HR department setting up your tax withholding, no employer matching your retirement contributions, no payroll system splitting your money into the right accounts. You get the full deposit, and every financial decision from that point forward is entirely on you. That freedom is one of the best parts of freelancing, but it is also where most new freelancers make the exact same mistakes that cost them thousands of dollars. Today, I am going to walk you through the 5 most common money mistakes new freelancers make and give you a clear fix for each one. If you catch even one of these early, it will save you real money. Welcome to the Freelancer's Wealth Blueprint. We help freelancers and self-employed professionals master their taxes, build savings, and stop leaving money on the table. If that sounds like what you need, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1. Not saving for taxes. This is the single most expensive mistake new freelancers make. When you were an employee, your employer withheld federal and state income tax from every paycheck. As a freelancer, nobody withholds anything. You receive the full amount from every client, and it feels like you are earning more money than you actually are. Here is the reality. As a self-employed person, you owe regular income tax plus self-employment tax. Self-employment tax is 15.3%, which covers Social Security at 12.4% and Medicare at 2.9%. As an employee, your employer paid half of that. Now you pay the full amount yourself. On top of that, if you expect to owe $1,000 or more in taxes for the year, the IRS requires you to make quarterly estimated payments. Miss those and you pay underpayment penalties. The fix? Open a separate savings account and automatically transfer 25 to 30% of every payment you receive into it. That money is not yours to spend. It belongs to the IRS and your state tax authority. Pay your quarterly estimates on April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, and January 15th. Build this habit from your very first invoice and you will never face a surprise tax bill. Mistake number 2, undercharging for your work. New freelancers almost always set their rates too low. They are afraid of losing clients, so they price themselves like they are still competing for an entry-level job. But here is what they forget. As a freelancer, your rate has to cover everything an employer used to pay for. Health insurance, retirement contributions, self-employment tax, software, equipment, paid time off, and all the unbillable hours you spend on admin, marketing, and client communication. A good rule of thumb is to calculate what you would need as a salary and then multiply by 1.3 to 1.5 to account for taxes and overhead. If you need $70,000 a year to cover your life, your freelance revenue target should be at least $91,000 to $105,000. And your hourly rate needs to reflect that, factoring in that not every hour of your week is billable. The fix: research market rates for your skill set. Use platforms like Glassdoor, PayScale, and freelancer surveys to understand what others in your field charge. Then set your rate to cover your full cost of doing business, not just your living expenses. Raise your rates every year. The freelancers who earn the most are the ones who stopped undervaluing their work early. Mistake number 3, having no emergency fund. Freelance income is irregular. Some months you land 3 big projects. Other months, a client delays payment or a contract ends unexpectedly. Research shows that 34% of freelancers have no emergency fund at all, which means one slow month can push them into credit card debt or force them to take on low-paying work out of desperation. The standard advice is to save 3 to 6 months of expenses. For freelancers, that is not enough. Because your income fluctuates, you need 6 to 12 months of living expenses set aside in a high-yield savings account. That cushion gives you the ability to say no to bad projects, negotiate better rates, and ride out dry spells without panic. The fix: start with a goal of 1 month of expenses and build from there. Set aside 10% of every payment specifically for your emergency fund until you reach your target. Keep this money in a separate high-yield savings account where it earns interest but stays liquid. Do not touch it for taxes. Do not touch it for business expenses. This is your safety net and nothing else. Mistake number 4, mixing personal and business finances. This one seems harmless at first. You deposit client payments into your personal checking account, pay business expenses with your personal credit card, and figure you will sort it all out at tax time. Then tax time arrives and you spend hours scrolling through bank statements trying to separate personal dinners from client lunches, personal software subscriptions from business tools, and personal Amazon orders from office supplies. Beyond the headache, mixing finances creates real risk. If you operate as an LLC, commingling personal and business funds can pierce your liability protection. That means in a lawsuit, your personal assets could be fair game. And from a pure tax perspective, sloppy records lead to missed deductions and higher audit risk. The fix: open a dedicated business checking account and a business credit card. Run every dollar of freelance income and business expenses through those accounts. This takes about 30 minutes to set up, and it will save you hours every quarter. Your bookkeeping becomes automatic because every transaction in your business account is a business transaction. Period. Mistake number 5. Ignoring retirement savings. When you leave a traditional job, you leave behind employer-sponsored retirement plans and any matching contributions. Many new freelancers tell themselves they will figure out retirement later, once they are earning more. The problem is that later rarely comes, and every year you delay costs you significantly in compound growth. Self-employed individuals have access to powerful retirement accounts. A SEP IRA lets you contribute up to 25% of your net self-employment income, with a maximum of $72,000 in 2026. A solo 401k lets you contribute up to $24,500 as the employee, plus up to 25% of compensation as the employer, with catch-up contributions if you are 50 or older. Every dollar you contribute reduces your taxable income for the year. At a 22% tax bracket, a $10,000. SEP IRA contribution saves you $2,200 in federal taxes immediately, on top of building your retirement wealth. The fix: open a SEP IRA or solo 401k this month. Even if you can only contribute $100 a month to start, you are building a habit that compounds for decades. Set up automatic contributions tied to your invoicing cycle. When you get paid, a percentage goes to taxes, a percentage goes to your emergency fund, and a percentage goes to retirement. Automate it and you will never have to think about it. These 5 mistakes are not complicated. Not saving for taxes, undercharging, skipping the emergency fund, mixing your finances, and ignoring retirement. Every one of them has a straightforward fix. The freelancers who build real wealth are the ones who set these systems up early and let them run. Subscribe for more videos built specifically for freelancers and self-employed professionals. See you in the next one. This content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute tax advice. Consult a qualified tax professional for guidance specific to your situation.